Hello, viewers. Welcome once again to your favorite program, our favorite program, The Conversation. And in the mood of the season, I want to say Merry Christmas to all Nigerians, to all our viewers, and to people around the globe. I wish us all a prosperous new year in 2025. And my name is Nelson Ekujumi, and I have with me in the studio today on The Conversation Comrade Razak Kolade Olokoba, popularly called RQ. Comrade Olokoba, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, like we say in our local parlance, Akupale Modu.
Abawala.
Yes, Lagbara alone by God's grace, We have just exchanged pleasantries in our, native dialect, that's the Yoruba language. Top of the bill today, we are going to look at, there was this unfortunate incident in 3 places in Nigeria. That's in Ibadan, Abuja, and Okija in Anambra states. Sadly, we lost some lives. Our condolences on the conversation to the families of these young ones or elderly ones, those who lost their lives, as well as we commiserate with those who are injured. We pray for quick recovery for them. And our condolences to the President and the government of the people of Nigeria over these unfortunate incidents. But sadly, people are trying to make a political capital out of what is our everyday way of life, just because some persons, for reasons that we are still going to allow the security agencies to do their work, but we can postulate, we can assume that the reason why this incident happened, might not be diverse from a number of factors. But we don't want to go there. Rather, what we want to look at is public events and crowd control. You remember, Comrade Olokoba, during COVID-19, when the Lagos state government issued a notice about the number of people that could gather at any venue when the restrictions was being partially lifted. Before then, it was total restriction. People could not, gather anywhere, even all over the globe. And a lot of our people were like, how can they tell us what? And I'm like, you see, we
play politics with virtually everything in Nigeria, and that is not good for us. Someone said that the president played politics with our budget the last time by saying that you are going for the second time. And I said that the government will need to play politics if he wants to survive with everything, because the opposition is also playing politics with everything. So the protesters who we knew that were about to commit very big error that may sink the country, you came out,
yes,
I came out to
yes,
exercise caution.
yes.
But the political class were urging them on,
yes,
until all of us have now seen what has happened to you. And that is the danger of playing politics with everything.
Yeah.
So I didn't blame the people in government for playing politics with everything, because it was inherited. Abahanjo would play politics with everything.
Yeah.
The same thing, Jonathan.
Yes.
The opposition was also. So it is time Nigerians try to educate the political class that the opposition should not play politics with government policy. One of such is this fire incident.
No.
And
the stampede that resulted in deaths.
If you continue like this, there's virtually anything in our life that we ever take serious. We will read meaning to it.
And
all these errors, I don't want us to isolate the planner of the event, because there are 3 stages, 3 stakeholders on this matter. We have the government, we have the organizers, then we have the people.
The people, okay.
If you are entering a car, the regulatory body in a garage must ensure that the car must be in good shape. The owner of the vehicle. Then the passenger must also know that the car
his own life is also important.
So the final stage of this regulation to obey it is the passenger himself.
Yeah.
So the people who took part in the event also have blame to share out of it.
Yes, absolutely.
So all of us must be blamed. We must work at a society where our government must be seen to do everything into, and we must also be willing to obey those things, because this kind of event, when you meet the agencies and they give you requirement, the blackmail is that you want to share food. See the long list of things we say we must obey before we do that. It's like you want people to go hungry for the rest of their life. And the moment this thing gets to it will start tweeting on social media. And so that is why it is time for this kind of discussion. We have to make sure it's not only on TV, on radio, everywhere. That's why I give you kudos for bringing it on board that it's our fault, all of us. So it is not the planner himself, and it's not the government himself. It's also about us too. When they say you should come and eat Sahara, I know that this Sahara is not going to be a good thing. It's going to lead. You will stay away.
Stay away.
It. So the stampede, we have seen lessons from that.
I hope so.
Anytime.
I hope so. Don't forget, Romelokoba, sorry that I'm cutting in. You remember as we sit down here, we have seen repeated cases where petrol tanker will fall down and people will run there to scoop fuel. Some person will tell you it is poverty, it is hunger. I say no,
it's not.
It is greed.
It's not.
As the state has a right to protect your life, you also have a responsibility
to protect
yourself first.
And that is what I'm saying. That we allow the political class to introduce politics into everything.
Yes.
Because this conjecture was from the political class.
Yes.
Saying when there's
hunger in the land. Did hunger start yesterday?
So the moment anybody says that, we have to tell them to keep short.
Yes.
That no, this has
nothing to do.
It's attitudinal.
In fact, look,
it's attitudinal.
One of the publicists of that, I'm talking specifically about the Ibadan program, said a woman came with 19 children. Ask me, if only you come with 19 children to come and collect the largesse that somebody is giving free, what will other people get? What will they take home?
So the responsibility to make sure that event like this is kept safe. I will advise Nigerians to be very, very wary. At times, might be an oversight from the planner, might be an oversight from the government. You call them to attention. You call them to attention to pay attention to you. So that's for the people. Now coming to the event planner, we want to urge everybody that has this kind of good intention, because it was a good intention.
Yes, giving is part of human culture all over the world.
To make sure that they do everything that is going to avert all this kind of danger. Then for government, it is time the government become very assertive, no matter the blackmail. In the rest of the world, issues like this are examined very well by all agencies. And the judiciary is brought into it, the laws, so that because they say they are bringing this matter to you eventually, if penalty emerges. So that the question of going to court will not arise, because the law has been examined very well. The penalty has been looked at very well. So public enlightenment has started now already. So that when the big stick of the law strike, nobody will be wasting his time to go to court or to go and call any civil society to come and take part in it. So next time there's this kind of issue, there must be penalty, there must be consequence. And I think you should start with this tanker issue. Anybody that is taking part in such either he is dead or he is alive who must be prosecuted. Because to commit suicide, it is a crime, not only in Nigeria, all over. You have a right to your life.
Yes.
But government has a responsibility not to
allow you
such trauma to become a sin in the country. It is against the law.
Yeah.
So that kind of event, you have a right to risk your life. But it has a limit. So there must be law that must guide such occurrence, and there must be penalty, no matter the situation you find ourselves. And if we don't make it possible as a people, we will continue like this. And that is why Nigeria must have a change of heart. That do you want to have your country? I went to a program and then someone said that I am always on the side of the people. I said, no, I am on the side of the oppressed though. Because at times, the downtrodden are not oppressed at times. It is the rank and file that want to oppress the big men at times.
Yes.
You should be on the side of the big man.
No, I'll be on the side of truth.
Yeah,
I'm not even on, yes, I'm not. For example, I tell people when I go on the road and I'm driving, and look at, for example, let us take our Lagos as an instance, as our case study. You go on the Lagos Ikorodu Road, the Western Avenue axis. At Ojota, you have 2 pedestrian bridges. At Anthony, you have a pedestrian bridge. at
Virtually everywhere in Lagos,
at Palm Grove,
that there's a
Onipan,
crowd
Fadeyi,
crossing the road.
Obanikoro.
You will have a
I'm like,
something.
for crying out loud.
Now, when law catches up with them, they will now
They'll say
comrade,
oppression,
comrade,
injustice.
you are supposed to be fight for. I said, no, that's not the definition of
yes.
oppression. That's actually the people oppressing the government.
Yes.
Because before that bridge was put in place,
constructed, yeah.
radio program is always
yes, about
the
risk to life people running across the road.
The moment is now done. Government, the same radio.
The people should take up the radio.
The same radio station will say that this economy that is biting very hard on everybody. You say people pay 300,000 for crossing the road. 2 months ago, it was the same radio that part of that compare government to construct it too. And I said, what is the definition of being on the side of the oppressed people? Anybody can be, government can be oppressed. So that is why I said, when time comes for this kind of penalty, people should not say the people. It's not about the people, it's about the law having our society. If you keep breaking our law and allow our society to break down, what happened in the north is going to happen all over the country. Anywhere you want to do anything major in the north now, you must see either the bandits, the terrorists, or the Boko Haram. Any government wants to do anything now, you must go and appeal to them. You must appease them. We can't turn our country to such.
At all. Absolutely.
We will not allow country to become that.
And you know
and the best way out of it is, in unison, all of us must close rank. When it comes to issue, the question of emotion or politics is up. We should not allow it.
That's a tall order.
We have to.
No, it's a tall order because some people, because of their political bias, because of mischief, we always do the opposite. So it is for those of us who still have our head on our brain in our head.
No, some people are neutral. It's what they see people saying that they follow.
But a lot of people run with the mob.
Now that is why.
For example, in this case now, for example, in this case, I tell any discerning mind, look, this story, hunger, I ask them, even if you go into the Bible, there was hunger in those days. So are you telling me hunger just started under this administration? What are you saying? Oh, things are hard. Yes. But because things are hard, does that mean we should lose our humanity and become animals?
We are not even supposed to be debating issues like of this nature, that you must be penalized for doing something wrong. It's not a line set because somebody is angry. It's not a line set to break the law. The person you are breaking the law is also traumatized.
Yes.
So for us, don't let us lose hope on the minds of our people they may come to the side of sanity. If we continue what we are doing, they will gradually understand that it's important that our nation becomes what Ghana is, very close by. Someone lost election, he went through and came back and win again.
Yes.
Our nation must be like that.
Yes. The nation is the interest of the nation is above any other person.
Don't even go to London. These are good examples.
Yes.
That, we must
follow
to make our country great.
And yes, fortunately enough, we are more endowed than these smaller countries that you are mentioning.
Yes, so.
But every time,
and they look up to us.
They look up. In fact, somebody told there was a time I was in Kenya, and somebody told me that Africa will only get it right.
Why Nigeria gets it right?
Once Nigeria,
but we refuse to mentor them.
It's because of the attitude of some of our people.
They see us as a role model.
They see us as the shining light.
We didn't mentor them
at all.
We are supposed to be a mentor, just like the way we look up to bigger countries.
Or even the way you mentor your children at home. That's the way they look at us.
Yes, but we didn't mentor them, and they see, and they are gradually losing hope of a role model.
I hope they will not. I hope they will not, because some of us are keeping ourselves on the track, and we are trying to project what befits.
We'll get it right. We'll get it right.
So it's a sad one that happened in the stampede in Oyo, Anambra, and Abuja. Most importantly, people must realize that they have a right to protect their own life. Like we say in our local parlance, life no get duplicate. There's no spare part to replace the lost life. I was reading the account of one of the publicists of it. He said women brought their children and they were throwing, I don't know how true it is, I'm still waiting for the police investigation. They were throwing the children across the fence. How can you throw a child when you are not throwing football? That is to show you how desperate and greedy people could be.
Come and collect the
money.
Wow.
5,000 naira.
Wow.
It's not even about, it's about the dehumanizing dehumanizing humanity.
And the stampede has not started that time.
They said some of the children that were thrown hit their head on the ground and died.
Wow.
So this, most of the, if we look at it thoroughly, we are waiting for the investigation. We won't jump board. But we must confess that Nigerians must recognize that in as much as they have a right to life, and government has a responsibility to protect that life, that the primary responsibility for protecting a life is the person who is the owner of that life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right back. This is still the conversation coming to you from TV 360 here in Lagos, Nigeria. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.